All right. Hey, world. Tiffany Stacey here, aka Tiffany Wilson, and I'm the owner of Tiffany Stacey Photography and Video LLC. And I provide weekly video tips to help you create better video content. So, in this stream, we're going to talk about TikTok. TikTok recently had launched a pilot program to help its users get hired through the app. So, TikTok users can now create videos as as resumes and submit them to different employers online. But before we get to that, if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Please don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can see when I do post every week. I try to post a video every week. Sometimes it's not always consistently on Tuesdays or Thursdays, but I do try to create a video every week. Also, if you haven't done so already, if you want a checklist on how to create better video content, please feel free to click on the link in the description and you can put in your you can put in your email address and you can get a checklist to get you started on creating better video content. And as always, I always have to give myself a shameless plug. I'm all about looking your best, and I provide professional video editing, also video production, depending upon on the project. And I also provide photography services. On the photography front, I provide headshots, personal branding, photos, and event coverage. I'm also a video editor. As you know, I love video. I love video editing. I love creating and taking your existing footage and turning it into something that's professional and polished looking. I've edited various projects from speaker reels, client testimonials, fundraising, YouTube videos, events, and a little bit of everything. And let me make sure I take that down. Okay. Happy lunchtime, everybody. Share with me what's on your menu today. I, as always, have my tea here in my favorite mug. Today, I overfilled my teacup, and so hopefully I don't spill it on myself. It's pretty hot today. In video adjacent news, TikTok is now taking resumes, you guys. TikTok, the head of TikTok global, or the head of global marketing, let me say, Nick Tran, says that the platform is using resumes my script is a little messed up. Okay, so the head of TikTok, he's the global marketing person, Nick Tran, says that the platform, this script is kind of out of order. Excuse me. Okay. Let me make sure I got this straight. Okay. I did some little bit of editing, so I want to make sure I get this straight. Okay. So basically this pilot program that TikTok has put out there, it says that it's basically taking resumes on a platform because users have been using the platform to basically get jobs. So again, the market is dictating basically where the industry is going with Gen Z and young millennials. Tran also believes that it will be a creative way for individuals to show off their skills. And so I have my quote here. Oops, wrong quote. Excuse me. Well, I'll just read it off. It's an opportunity to understand people's passions and what they're interested in. No amount of exclamation points in a resume will bring that to life compared to what you see in video. So in the article that I was reading on CNBC, there was a 21-year-old Howard University graduate who was looking for a job since January. And so what she did, she uploaded a 1-minute video with photos and voiceover talking about her experience and accomplishments. The video ended up receiving 30,000 views, and recruiters were able to contact her and ask her for interviews. So from there, this is hold on. My script is really messed up here. I can't believe this is happening. Okay. Okay. So anyway, individuals can basically upload their resumes to TikTok, resumes.com/brands. Some of the popular brands that are on there are Chipotle, Abercrombie and Finch, Forever 21, Elf, Beauty, Detroit Pistons, NASCAR, NFL, and all the really, it will also Shopify, Target, TikTok, and VaynerMedia. So right now it's actually piloting the program with 40 employers, which is ranging from jobs that are in brand ambassadors, customer service reps, and content creators. And overall, when they first put out this pilot program, over 800 video resumes were submitted with the first 48 hours of the launch, and it has received 100 submissions since then. So what do you guys, how you feel about this topic? I know that I personally love the idea of submitting a video resume, only because I think with a resume, you don't always have the opportunity to really kind of show your personality. It's kind of one-sided. And now with technology has given us the ability to, obviously submit something more than just a resume. So I went on TikTok and I kind of just sifted through some of the video resumes that were kind of out there based on the hashtag. I think it was TikTok resumes. And they pretty much, I felt like they were hard to find. I know that you can probably submit videos to the companies, but I also went to TikTok and I was trying to see if people had just put it out there and seeing what employers would kind of reach out to them. So my first thought was, I think that this could work, but I also think that this could be tweaked too. And based on the CNBC article that I was reading, there was an individual by the name of JT O'Donnell, which was mentioning that really a video resume should not rehash the experience that you've already posted in your resume. And I had to totally agree, because when I was looking through some of the resumes, people were basically restating the information that they already had in a resume. And I can see how that could get really time consuming, because as she was stating in the article, she was saying that with employers, they just skim all the information. With a video, you have to actually physically sit and watch the video. And even if the video is like a minute video, that also means that if someone submits a video, you have other applicants that you have to go to. That means that that's a minute of your time that you have to basically watch this video. Excuse me. So she said that the big thing about submitting a video resume is storytelling. And as you know, I'm a big person on storytelling. I think that there's a way to do it. And honestly, from a videographer perspective, people don't create videos well. So that could get a little tedious. Sometimes people don't get to the point like they need to right off the bat. They just kind of linger. And then by the time you get midway, people have already tuned that out. Excuse me. So maybe sharing something more than work experience would be great. Maybe create something that's interesting to someone. I wouldn't create something like a dance video. I mean, I know that that's something that's big on TikTok, but you got to kind of be kind of creative about it. So I was kind of thinking that maybe what would I do? I would probably maybe have some videos have a video where you're actually like with the prompts that you get with different jobs, like different scenarios that you've been in. Like, how would you handle those scenarios? And then just kind of tell the story, tell the process of what that would look like. And I believe that that's just the reason why video resumes have not taken off is, one, yeah, they're time consuming to watch. And two, it takes a while for people to actually get to that point. And three, people just don't do a good job at doing it well. So again, what do you all think about this topic? How do you feel about TikTok resumes? I think it's a great idea, as I said. I read through some of the initial comments that people had put on the post. And I saw the post, the initial TikTok resumes post. And people were making all kinds of crazy jokes. They're like, well, does that mean I have to dance? I mean, it was all mostly negative comments. And with me, I'm a skeptic. I don't automatically reject different ideas, especially when it comes to video. I always look at it kind of objectively, and I'm like, that could work, but I could see some reasons why that couldn't work. So you got to look at it from that perspective. And so really the main idea is that you just got to think about who is looking at the video, what they're getting out of it, and how can you make it interesting. And I hope I have this up here. So I came across this tweet a few weeks ago and I really liked it a lot. And it was, the best marketing doesn't feel like marketing. Really, marketing should be something that entertains you, educates you, inspires you, delights you. But really it's not just about, because I think people get too into marketing to people that I have to sell this product. But really, is at the end of the day, it's about what value you can provide for that person. Like with me, with these lives, I try to provide some kind of value. I try to make sure that at the end of the day, you know something that maybe you didn't know from the start of the stream. And that's really my biggest thing. Excuse me. So I believe you can tell a story in just a few seconds to a minute. It doesn't have to be long at all. It's just that, what do you want that person to get out of that video? But I know that this idea of video resumes continue to evolve. But really, I think that at the end of the day, I think we all should have some kind of, like with me, I have a portfolio. I have things that I can show people that I've done. With jobs, it's kind of hard to show what you've done. You can list it and that's fine, but sometimes it's actually nice to actually show people, hey, these are the things that I've done. Here's proof. And I know that I've actually helped a few people get jobs basically as part of that they were able to, utilize my skills. They hired me to create a video for them. And it's led to opportunities because people do better by, you got to show them, not tell them. As they say, I remember that was a big thing in news and journalism. Show them, not tell them. So, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that, and I also think that depending upon the position, it makes a huge difference. Now, some of the jobs that I was kind of going through the TikTok is, some of them were like retail jobs. So I know that Target and Chipotle were hiring, and this is fine. But I feel like with retail jobs, these jobs, a lot of these places are just looking for bodies to fill these roles. So I don't know how many managers would sit through a TikTok video or a video resume. I just don't see that happening. Managers of different stores, they're already swamped as it is with trying to put out so many fires. So I don't know the likelihood of them being able to sustain something like this in terms of having video resumes submitted for, different people that are interested in the position. Now, I could definitely see this with salary positions. That makes more sense to me. And especially if you've been out in the workforce for a while, it makes perfect sense to me. So I think that, I always say this, and this is my biggest, I always say this phrase, always sounds good in theory, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to execution, it might not make much sense. So I'm on the fence with this. I think it could work if done right and depending upon what people are applying for. But then on the other hand, I can empathize with employers who might not really get a whole lot of that, especially if that employer is really not getting anything from it. Like I said, rehashing your experience. So again, how do you guys feel about this topic out there? Like, you don't necessarily have to comment if you're shy, but feel free to like or celebrate, as they say, or put a heart. So as you know, I love video content. So I've been waiting for this to, as they say, pop off. I've been waiting for this to escalate in a sense, because I really think there is an opportunity here to use video to your advantage. But I think that we're just, it's not time yet. Everything has a time and a place. I always think about so I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Vine, but I remember when Vine was big. Love Vine. But you see now Vine is gone and TikTok has replaced Vine. TikTok has, went on and built a bigger usership and audience. So now they're the dominant. But I remember Vine, and I remember how, you know, how they're similar in a sense. So yeah, it's something to think about. So everything has a time and its place is what I was really getting at with Vine and TikTok. Vine was still very, very much in its infancy, and it didn't really go that far. But with TikTok has taken it to the next level, and you have the whole world using it now. I just recently got on TikTok only for really research purposes. I do want to start posting content on there, but right now I'm just kind of using it for research purposes and seeing what's kind of going on and what's going on out there. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the live. I didn't have a whole lot today. I apologize for the script. It was crazy. I literally was running right up to the gun trying to and I had to revise stuff in the script, and it just did not come together. But I think there was one thing that I wanted to consider in this whole TikTok situation. And I was just looking at the script here, is that one of the big things is that with applying for jobs, and there was a quote in the CNBC article, is that applying to jobs is so daunting to the fact that I had just one video and could apply to multiple jobs and submit my LinkedIn at the same time. That was amazing. And then it says, and then the person that was quoted in this on video, you get a closer look at the applicant as opposed to a piece of paper, and expose my passion, creativity, and drive. Now, I wanted to kind of share my own personal experience with my job situation. Like when I first got out of college, it was so hard. And I can only imagine now. Well, I know that there's a lot of places I've seen so many jobs hiring, obviously because of the whole COVID situation. But I know that there's still difficulties with getting jobs. For me, it took me literally 4 years to find full-time work. And during that time, I did a lot of different odd jobs. But the one thing that I really hated about posting jobs online is because you kind of felt like you posted it and then it just kind of went into a black hole somewhere. You don't know what happens to it. And obviously the big thing is with keywords, you got to keyword it. And then, these resume services pick it up. I wouldn't say they're called algorithms. I can't really remember. It's been a while, but they pick them up. And if you don't have those right keywords, your resume is automatically shot out. That is why I ended up having someone professionally do my resume, because I was getting denied from so many jobs, and it didn't make any sense. But this was some years later after I got a job, and I said, I'm never going to be in that spot where it's so hard for me to get a job. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make my resume stand out. So my thing is, if I could have had the opportunity of submitting my resume and a video along with that, I think I maybe might have had a better chance. I also think that maybe it should be an optional thing. And I want to say, when you do apply for jobs, I'm not sure if it's just it accepts only documents, or I don't think I've seen video files. It's been a while, but yeah, I think it would be a great way. It would be a great way to stand out, which is what they were basically saying in that quote that I read. Yeah, finding a job is hard. Even finding client work is hard. But again, I think if you're able to kind of differentiate yourself and put yourself out there, it can make all the difference. So that's all I have for today. If you have any questions or opinions, let me know. Again, I will be back next week, hopefully with a script that makes sense. this is the beauty of doing live, you guys. This is the beauty of it, that you don't know what is going to happen. And I live for this. I love being on edge. I love it. I don't know if it comes from the fact of like my news days, having deadlines, just, going to journalism school and just being up against the gun, but I love not knowing what's going to happen. So, hope this made sense to you. If you have any questions or concerns, I have a big video for next week. I recently rented the R5, the Canon R5. That camera came out last year during the pandemic, and it was a lot of hype around it because I want to say it was the first camera that shot 4K and 8K, but don't quote me on that. But I know that was like a big deal. Well, I rented it and I got some ideas about it. I don't know if I'm completely sold on it. So next week I will be talking about that. I was going to do it this week, but unfortunately there was too much stuff that came up and I wanted to make sure I did it right. So I will be back next week with that video. So thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. Everything is in the description and I will be back next week.